Welcome to my channel once again. Today I am reviewing a book, which is something I haven't done in a while just because I've been caught up in all that life has to offer. I think that comes from like some song. Anyhow. Today I want to talk about the book Tantric Kali by Daniel Odier. And it says secret practices and rituals. Yeah, there are definitely some rituals in here that I don't quite understand. I'm going to need a teacher to walk me through these. The things that I do understand actually are the meditations on the 5 elements. And this is why I am talking about this book, because it is one of the books I cite and was part of the inspiration for ArtKeyTypes, which is my art therapy process. So let me go into this book. I do have some notes here that I took a while ago. I'm just going to go over them and see what would be helpful to know about this book. So the Tantric Kali path is from the Kaula tradition, and it is a path that honors women and actually believes that women are divine. It is a path that is free from rules and rituals, and there is nothing such as pure or impure, or there are no dietary restrictions. Women are practically worshipped in this path, and it does not believe that there are moments that are more auspicious than other moments, because all moments are auspicious, which means all life is sacred in its entirety. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. So I'm just gonna skip over these. Then there's an interesting thing that I found in this book. It talks about the Tandava, which is a dance. Tandava is vibration, so it's the dance of energy, I guess. But it's also a sort of a dance that is performed or done, and it is compared to the whirling dervishes, the Sufi whirling dervishes. And I'd like to know more about that, so I probably need to find myself a teacher. Again, one thing I need to make clear is that I have not studied this path. I just came across the book because I'm very curious about Tantra, and I really wanted to know what it's all about. And I discovered that Tantra has nothing to do with sex per se. Some of the practices are sexual in nature and can be performed with partner, but that does not necessarily hold true for all the practices or in all the cases. There are specific initiates who are allowed to practice in this way. And it's usually when it is a committed relationship or a relationship that goes in depth and breadth. Anyhow, I'm not an expert on Tantra, but this is what I understand. And so I would like to read actually some of the meditations that inspired my using this as a source for my process that I call archetypes, which is using the 5 archetypal elements. So here we have, for example, let's do the water. There's a visualization on water, and it reads, the yogi visualizes himself floating in midnight blue space. His body has a half-moon shape. A white lotus is positioned at his throat. The yogi imagines his body fresh as the full moon and immersed in water. He thinks, there is nothing else either in me or outside of me. His body liquefies. His appearance becomes like water. His body rises above the water. He masters illness, becoming water. He is filled with a lunar glow arising from the lotus of his throat. He becomes one with the element water. So there's a meditation on each of these elements. And there's also some pretty violent, well, they're not violent, but the visualizations that he gives of someone becoming or meditating on becoming Kali and the things that Kali would do. And I'm not going to go into those. They are a little bit graphic, but when you consider that it's just a visualization and you're not necessarily going to act something out, I think that is a pretty therapeutic approach to materials in our psyche. What else did I want to say about this book? I know I had one more thing. Yeah, that, there was one more thing I wanted to say. If my brain will cooperate. I don't know. Well, basically, check it out. It's a good book. It's very specialized, so some of it is really difficult for me to understand, especially the rituals. I know I need to have a background, which I don't have a background, and it's just something that I came across, and I just have this curiosity of trying to understand different mystical paths. I'm just trying to make sure that I am not missing anything that I wanted to talk about. Somehow I feel like I did miss something, and I don't want to regret that later. Also, I don't want to redo this whole entire video just because I missed one thing. Yeah, that by visualizing these elements or by embodying them, this is how the practitioner is able to dissolve or transcend the body and go back into source. I think this is the gist of it too, for the whole entire path, is to transcend the body by actually becoming in tune with it or experiencing it within all of these senses. Because like I have mentioned elsewhere, that the senses are also related to each of these elements. Okay, that's all I'll say for now. If you want to see how I relate all this into my book, please go ahead and look out for when my book is out. I'll definitely be making a video about the process of writing this book and everything that one needs to take into account if they ever wanted to write a book. And hey, you can call on me if you're writing a book and need help. I pretty much know every single thing there is to know about self-publishing right now, as I've had to do that myself. All right, take care until next time.